Hey everyone, I'm back with a card share for you today. I got a chance to play with some stamps and dies, and I thought I would share with you what I made. I'm going to show you all the products that I made, and also after this portion of the video there is a real-time assembly of the card in case you want to see some of the things that I did, because I did take a little bit of a shortcut that is a little trick I want to show you. So first of all, I had been watching some videos recently regarding watercolor markers. I had purchased these markers several years ago, and I never really liked them, and I think it was because of the paper I was using. So I'd seen a video recently from Sandy Allnock where she's talking about the paper, because she had gotten some new to her markers, and there was a preferred paper that she liked to use for her markers, and did a comparison with the paper, using the new markers that she had plus some others that she already had in her stash. So I bought some of the paper, and I gotta say, the paper makes a difference. So these are Spectrum Aqua markers, and these are the colors that I use. You don't have to go out and buy these markers, but I've had these, so I just wanted to share with you. I did some playing around. They're watercolor markers. They are not an alcohol marker, so they react with water, and you can use a paintbrush on them. What I tend to do is this is a glass mat. I scribble the ink on the glass mat, and then I use my brush to pick it up. So this is what I do. I'm just going to show you that real quick. So it puts ink down, and then you can get a paintbrush, and these are the brushes that I used. I purchased these recently from an art store. There's a 4, a 6, and an angled like 1-inch brush here, and this because I used this to do a wash, so I wanted a wide brush to do that. And then here's my water container, which is supposed to be a tea light. You can see my little puck in there. That's for rubbing the brushes clean. These are the colors that I used, and they do have them labeled. There's not that many colors, so let me show you. These are the ones that I used, but I was going to show you like how I store them. I have them in a Copic wallet, and these are the colors in the set. So you get a good range of colors, and again, because they're watercolor markers, you can mix the color. So if you don't have a color that you want, mix the two colors together and paint with it. So when I do that, because this is glass, I'm able to wipe it up. So you know, that's the beauty of working on a glass mat. The only thing is you can't cut on it, which I don't anyway, and you don't want to scratch it, obviously. This is a nice quality mat. I really do like it. This is a glass board. I think that's glass board from Glassboard Studio or whatever. There's a few crafters that have these now. Anyway, here is the stamp set that I used from Dianna Marcum. Okay, I'm trying to show you. Here we go. This is an add-on stamp that will come to you if you join the subscription monthly kit club through AdornIt, and I'll have the links in the description box below if you're interested in joining that. If you joined in May, you will get the fruit salad stamp, and this is the add-on. So you got a bunch of different fruits. I use the peach, and it's blue because there's a mask back here. I created a mask so I could do some stamping, and if you continue watching the video on the assembly of the card, you'll see why I used the mask. So this is the only stamp that I used. Oh no, I used this one here that says homemade with love. That's on the back of my card. So I used repeated stamps of the peach. I used this My Favorite Things Petite Gingham 6x6 in the green, this olive green color. And I used this Banner Builders Basics dies from Paper Tray Ink. I used this straight piece here for my sentiment. This little crimped edge rectangle, the largest of the three, from the Greetery. I don't know what this is actually called because she doesn't have it labeled here. She usually does, but this is the company that this die is from. And then here's the paper that Sandy recommended. Sorry for the reach. This Canson watercolor XL paper. This is not an expensive paper that you can get for watercolor, but she recommended this for watercolor markers. Okay, watercolor markers, not paint, but markers. And she was showing, you can go over to her channel and check this out. I don't get anything from her to do this, but this is the paper that she recommended, so I wanted to try it out. It's a cold press, 140 pound, 9x12. There's 30 in this book, so I'm never going to run out, likely. I'll probably run out of ink before I run out of that paper, since I only do small stamped images. But this is the paper I used, and let me show you the card. Actually, let me turn that over so that doesn't distract you. Here's my card. So, oh, I didn't show you the other stamp. Here's the stamp that I also used. Or, sorry, yeah. This is from the Greetery. It's the hoping your day is, that's the sentiment. And then there's a die in the back that says Peachy that you can cut out. And I had done that some time back. So here is my card. And you can see the sentiment. Hoping your day is just peachy. And then here's all the little peaches. I watercolored 4 of them using the markers. And fussy cut them out. And then they're popped up as well. These ones in the crate are popped up and adhered down underneath here. And then I put one outside of the crate to kind of draw your eye across your card. So there's the little die cut with the little hash marks in it. And then the inside of the card just has this scrap piece of the paper. I don't want to stamp the sentiment yet because I don't know what I'm going to use the card for. If I send it for a birthday or whatever, I'll stamp something inside. And then the back just has my homemade with love from, and then I signed my name and dated it. So that's my card. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to watch how I assembled this portion of it, keep watching. And thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hey everyone. So if you have stayed to watch this process or my live, or not live, real-time assembly of my card, thank you for staying along with me. I thought you might want to see this. So, all right. So I shared with you the different products that I've used to make the card. I'm just going to show you the assembly and kind of some of the secrets because I took some shortcuts. The die cut sentiment, which is hoping your day is, hopefully this makes it into the final edit of the card. I added a little button here and some twine, and I glued it on with this Helmar 450 quick dry adhesive. I don't use hot glue simply because I'm too impatient to wait for the glue gun to start up, and I have good success with this because hot glue in hot climates isn't going to stick. Like it will melt off after a while, right? So if you gift this card to somebody who lives in a hot climate, it's likely that the hot glue isn't going to stick, you know. So I like to use this glue. That's the only reason, you know, that's one of the reasons why, other than the fact that I'm impatient. So I hot glued this button after I threaded it with some twine, and I showed you the twine already. So hoping your day is, and then here is the Just Peachy, and I've used this Xyron sticker maker. I think that's what they call it. I still have one of these from a long time ago, and I have some refills for it. This Just Peachy I stamped, or I die cut some time ago for another card and never used it. So I just made it into a sticker so I could place this onto my crate. So the crate is from a swap that I did with someone years ago. I cannot find, I know I have the set, the Concord and 9th Petals and Palettes die and stamp set. It has the palette in it, and I can't find it. I don't know where I put it. But it has that die, and it also has the wood grain in the stamp. And that's what this is stamped with. It's die cut from Paper Tray Ink, Craft and Vintage Cream Paper. And it's stamped with paper tray inks. So that's what makes this crate. And I'm sorry, I apologize. I don't remember who die cut these for me and send them to me, but she sent me a whole bunch of flowers and such. But I'm using the crate because I wanted to use the crate for the peaches. I thought it would go perfectly. And so that's what I've used here in addition to the peaches. Now the peaches I have die cut, not die cut, I have fussy cut, 5 of them actually. I left one out because I'm going to use it hopefully outside of the crate. But here's what I've done with the crate. Now I didn't want to stick this down yet because I want you to see what I did. I kind of did a fake out. So because the crate has openings in it, I wanted it to look like it was full of peaches, but not have to have the attention of the watercolor that I did earlier. So with my watercolor marker, I took a piece of the same watercolor paper, just did a wash of the same colors of the peach across it, cut it down to a slightly smaller size than would fit the crate, so you can see it will wrap around it. And then I stamped with the peaches on the inside, and I knew you wouldn't be able to see some of this overlap, so it was fine. I did create a mask so I could mask some of the peaches off so they wouldn't look like they were all stamped out on top of each other. This you can't really see anyway because it's behind the crate itself when you're looking through the slats. So I kind of cheated. Instead of painting all of these individually, I just did a wash of the same colors with a 1-inch brush that I have. So that's all I did to do the inside of the crate. That's something I wanted to show you. And then all I've got to do now is take this and glue it down on the inside of my crate. So what I'm going to do is, because I want to be able to pop in my peaches towards the top, I'm not going to glue the top portion of the crate, right? I'm just going to adhere it to the bottom and the middle piece so that I can tuck in my peaches. Well, actually I could do that behind, couldn't I? And the person who gifted me the die cuts also already put on this 1/8-inch score tape, so it will stick fine. You could do a pop-up, like you could make it dimensional if you wanted to, which is the reason why you have the score lines, right? So if you wanted a crate that was slightly away from your paper base, you could do that. But I don't think that I want to do it that way, simply because I don't want that extra dimension right here. Now I know I can score it one more time to get that to be a little less popped up. Or I could just do this and run some dimensional adhesive along the side. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. So let me see. Do I like it this way? Or do I like it this way? I think I like it this way. Does it matter? I just want to make sure that the crate looks more full a certain direct, you know, when you're peeking through the slats. So I'm gonna do it this way. All right, so let me move this to the side, and I hope I stay on camera for this part. So I'm gonna do it like that, and I'm just gonna run. Wait, I'm gonna use some glue instead of my tape runner. I know I've been on a kick with the glue lately, and I'm gonna put it towards the center of the slats because I don't want it to squish out the sides. And this one's gonna take towards the bottom because that's the top part of the crate. So did I say I'd have it this way? Let me check before. I guess it's really not going to matter too much. Honestly, it really isn't going to matter too much. So, just going to wrap this around to the front. And you can't really see that it's shorter than the inside, the outside crate, because the wraparound part really does hold it in, or it kind of backs it up so you can't see a gap there. So let me just press that a little bit. Okay, so I've also got a card base here. This is a rustic white cardstock from Paper Tray Ink. It's got flex in it, and I use this a lot because it's sturdy and I like the flex. It's very how do I say, kind of what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word. Just gonna glue that down. All right, so I have my card base together. And my card is going to open like this, so it's going to be horizontal, just because I think that's a better way for the crate. Maybe it shouldn't be. Oh, let's look at this real quick. I had intended it to be horizontal, but maybe this will do me fill up the space better. Yeah, I kind of like it that way. Maybe we'll go this way. Okay, so this is my thought for the crate. And then I can load it with the peaches. Okay, so first let me figure out which peach I want to leave outside. I think this one looks the best. Now the peaches are watercolored, all on the same paper that I have, and I shared the paper. So I used the same markers that I just used for the background wash. I'm going to remove this sticky tape here. And I'm also going to use glue because I want it to adhere really good. And not come off the card since it is so thick. Because this paper is also the Paper Tray Ink quality paper. Oops. It is as thick as well, so that off my glass board. So stick it down, not centered across the card, but not vertically. So towards the bottom. And I want to leave a little bit of room on the bottom, because if I put a peach on the outside, I need space for it. Make sure I stick it on centered. Is that straight? Don't think it's straight. Okay. So only the sides are adhered down to the card. Okay, and that's using the glue and that sticky tape that was already on there. So I'm leaving that one out, and I'm just going to do some placement here of the peaches. And then once I'm happy with the placement of the peaches, I will put some adhesive on it and stick them down. So this is going to go in the back. I want the lighter peaches to be in the front, and I want them to look sort of different because they're the same stamp that I've used. I want them all different direction, pointing all different directions, so it just looks full. Okay, let me move my water container. And then I'm going to be sticking that here. Okay. So I like that. Or maybe I want this peach to be high up over there. That's better, to sort of balance it out a little bit. So you like that? How do you like that? How do you like that? And then this one will go somewhere on this card, probably after I put the Just Peachy down, which is right here. Okay, let me get my tweezers out for that too. Okay, so I like this placement, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my dimensional foam adhesive to stick the peaches down. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want them to look like they're sort of dimensional and popped up away. The only one that's not going to look like that is this peach in the back, because it is in the back, so it needs to be flat. So I'm going to glue that one right now. All right. I'm going to close my glue because I don't want it to dry out. And I'm using the Dries Clear Art Glitter. I just refill this bottle because I have a huge refill bottle. I just refill that whenever it gets low, and I haven't had to refill it yet since I bought the bottle because I wasn't using it before. So foam tape. Wait, I don't want it to. Now I'm going to put the foam tape towards the top of my peach because that's what's sticking out of the crate, and I want it to be sort of popped away from the card towards the top of the peach. Okay? That's the reason why it's towards the top. It'll still adhere everything, so I'm not worried about it not sticking or anything like that. It'll work out. And you kind of notice that my leaves are sort of all pointing in different directions. That's just because I want the peaches to look different from one another. I don't want them to look like they're the same peach, because really it is the same stamp. Need to move the tape a little bit higher. I keep forgetting to do that. I know, it probably just seems like, oh my gosh, just put them in. Okay, so now I have to make sure that that one covers that little hole. Okay, I might have to move this over some more. The dimensionals will stick after a little while. I mean, that's just the property of it, so you don't want to move it too much. But I do want to make sure that that peach doesn't look like it's got a hole in there. Okay. One more. Okay, so this one, I kind of need to tilt it a little bit. See, I might have to move that some more. Okay, gotta move that middle one. I should have put the middle one last. And now I have a really weird placement for the left one. Gotta move the left one. So this is what happens. Okay, let me try not to tear the paper. I tore the foam. Okay, so like I said, the dimensionals will stick, but I can make sure that I just cover that up. This always happens with me. I'm always moving stuff around. You don't see it on camera because I don't usually, you know, assemble a card on camera. But yeah, okay. So let me get the placement of this one like I want it. And my fat fingers, I know they're in the way. Sorry. Maybe I want this one going this way. To the right. A little bit. So there's a little bit of... Now they're running into each other. That's why it's good to dry fit it first before you start adhering stuff down. and then you can figure it out. Okay, so there we go. Everything is adhered down as far as the crate, inside the crate. I've got this piece here that I'm going to put across the top, but I don't want to do that yet because I want to put the placement of my just Peachy now. Like I said, this is a sticker maker, so basically the back side of this is sticky, of the paper is sticky now, and as I peel this away, I can peel up the just Peachy. So here's the thing with this, you got to place it correctly, and I've got to get my eraser out if I can find it. That might have been what fell. Okay, hold on one second, guys. Okay, so I had to get my rubber cement eraser. So this is a rubber cement eraser. If you've never seen one, I use this quite a lot. This gets that gumminess up that didn't come up with that little plastic sheet that I just peeled up, so that I don't get it around the edges of the paper. It doesn't seep out. So I'm just going to clean that up a little bit. You can see some of that, and actually will adhere to your project. And if your card is underneath something, it will stick to whatever's on the top, and it could ruin your card. So I don't want to do that. So I'm just getting some of this extra stickiness up that's around the sides of the letters. And because this is so delicate, this die cut, I just want to be able to peel it up without an issue. So I'm just rubbing this. I'm not putting a lot of pressure because I don't want to tear the paper, obviously, but I want to get up that gumminess that's kind of around the letters. I don't know if you can see it, but I can feel it. So this is a rubber cement eraser. They're pretty cheap. You can get them at big box craft stores or art supply stores. And you can see mine's well loved. That's why you see this black stuff around it. That's probably due to the sticky stuff, which you can just rub it off with your fingers. All right. Now I have these are reverse tweezers, so you squeeze them together and they open up. I actually bought these for, what did I buy these for? I bought these for something, I bought these for magnetic lashes, and it came in a pack of 3, but I didn't use these for the lashes because these are Teflon right here at the edge, but this is metal. Because magnetic lashes stick to metal, I was having a hard time. So, double duty. No, actually don't use these for my lashes, like I said. So I'm going to peel this up, and I'm just going to run my finger back behind it so I can do that. So you can see the die cut's very delicate. And because they're Teflon tweezers, it should be able to hold this without sticking too much. So, and I want the letters to stay straight, and I got to make sure I have an extra space for the just. Okay, so the P is going to go on here too, so just make sure you don't lose that spacing. I think I'm going to put the just up here, and the Peachy will be here, and then there'll be a peach down here maybe, or maybe I should move it over. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I want to counterbalance that, so I'm going to put it right here. And I've not stuck it down yet because I'm not really sure if that's where I want it. So I'm just going to do a kind of play with the placement. Here's the P. I've had too much coffee today too, guys. So excuse me if I'm a little jittery because is that enough room? Yeah. And then the just. Now this is a ombre colored die cut, ombre blended die cut. I didn't show you how I did this because this was done probably more than a year ago. Maybe 2. Okay, so does that fit? So I need some, okay. I want to put it kind of close together, so. Oh shoot, I tore the U and the S apart. It's okay. It's okay, we'll make do. All right, so I kind of want it like that, I guess, because I want that, this peach is going to go down here. Perhaps. Yes, I think so. Like that. Isn't that pretty? And I think I want to turn it. That's why I didn't want to push it down yet. Okay, so I'm going to do it like that. And this one's going to be glued too, instead of popped up. So it can go underneath that Y just fine. Get the glue out. And I'm going to do it like this so it fits. So it's going to be adhered to the crate. I'm not going to push it all the way to the base of the card because it's in front of the crate. Okay. And let me just make sure my Peachy is straight as it can be before I push it down. That Y is not exactly... I'm sorry this is taking a long time, but you guys know how to stop a video if you don't want to watch anymore. Okay. Okay, the just is going to make it look a little weird. That's fine. I'm not going to fuss over it. Okay. And then I'm going to glue down my sentiment. Here. And I'm going to run it all the way to the edge. Just make sure it's straight on my card. I may cut that a little bit because it's kind of blocking. Okay, capping my glue. All right, guys. So, yeah. I'm trying to train this cording so that it doesn't cover up. Yeah, if you run your nail along it, it will curl it up. And then you can sort of train it to do something you want it to do. There we go. Probably cut it too short now, but that's okay. Okay. There's my card. I hope you enjoyed this process, and thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye for now.